Hello Year 10 and welcome to today's drama lesson. I'm sorry that I cannot be here today, but I am organising the virtual winter showcase. You may have noticed that some of your classmates are missing because they are also involved with the showcase. Rest assured they will be asked to catch up on this work. Today's lesson, What and Why. Continue drafting section 3, Why, to provide an evaluation and analysis of your final performance piece. Last lesson you were introduced to section 3, analysis and evaluation. You should analyse and evaluate how far you developed your theatrical skills, the benefits you brought to the pair or group, and the way in which you positively shaped the outcome, the overall impact you had as individuals, and you should also analyse areas for development, i.e. the aspects that didn't go as well as you'd hoped. Last lesson, we looked at how far you developed your theatrical skills. This should have been complete for homework, and I will check these when I look at your books next. You're also asked to think about the benefits you brought to the group and the way you positively shaped the outcome. Today, we are focusing on the overall impact you had as individuals. You should think about what impact did your character or technical role bring to the group during the performance, i.e. how did you drive the piece forward? You should discuss several examples and explain what, how and why, as well as commenting on how successful you believe you were. Here's an example. My character Lisa is a lesbian woman being persecuted by the Nazis. Her story is one of 3 overlapping stories, the other 2 being a Jewish family and an American soldier in similar situations. Lisa, along with her girlfriend Hannah, played the role of the tragic star-crossed lovers and gave the audience a loving and caring relationship to support. My character, therefore, gave the audience a sense of hope for love being found even in such a terrible, dark times before it is taken away upon Hannah's character being killed. My character going through this serves as a bleak reminder to the audience that the Holocaust was a time of tragedy and that love was forbidden and often stamped out in the concentration camps. My main focus during the piece was to tell a story of tragedy and to make the audience feel compelled to prevent such tragedies from happening again. I personally acted upon this by building Lisa's character into one the audience can relate to, someone in love, and then having her lover taken away from her. I adjusted my body language whenever my character was around her girlfriend by relaxing her shoulders and face in an attempt to show how she felt safe around her. Then, when Annie was killed, I tensed back up, widening my eyes and tensing up to show fear for what had just been taken away from her. Your task is to complete this section. What was your overall impact that you had as an individual? Have a look at your own PowerPoint handout to see how this section is structured. Look at the example for inspiration. Look back through your book and see what your overall impact was. Pause the video here to complete this section. You have 1 session. The next session, you will be looking at the next and final bullet point. Here is the final section that you will be asked to explore. Areas for development. What didn't go well? What could be improved? How could this be improved? What impact would this have? Here's an example. One area that could have been improved was the lack of a backstory to Lisa and Annie's relationship. At the start of our piece, Lisa and Annie are sat together, already talking to one another as if they are in love. I feel that this instant introduction to the couple makes it harder for the audience to connect to the couple, as it is just assumed that they will have no context given. I personally could have improved this by having Lisa mention how she found Annie, or by discussing a common way gay women behaved at this time, as if Lisa had engaged in such behaviours. For example, having Lisa mention dressing up as a man to meet with Annie. One way I would have liked to develop this piece further is through exploring Lisa and Alexander's death, along with the grief they felt for their partners. In our piece, we only heavily implied that Alexander and Lisa had died after being pulled off stage. I would have liked to further explore the fear they felt being taken to their deaths, as it seems like it would have maybe even tied the grief Lisa felt for Annie and Alex felt for Florence, by having them discuss them as they wait to be killed, or to show them both thinking about them. I believe both of these changes would have worked to show the gravity of the loss felt by so many during the Holocaust. One way we could have executed this is by split staging. This would have further allowed us to use the tools of our practitioner, Brecht, and would have allowed us to further the message of the enormity of the Holocaust to our audience. Pause the video here. You have the rest of this lesson to complete this bullet point. Your homework will be to complete your section 3. I will be looking at this on the 5th of January, which is the first lesson back after the break. If you're completing this by PC, please attach section 1 and 2.